Hello everybody and welcome to FPL Chit Chat. I am Azza and today we'll be looking at the best defenders in FPL. Before we continue, got my England top on. I just want to say unbelievable Euros, was fantastic to watch, all the teams, but unbelievably proud and happy of what England done. And it just brought the whole nation together. And yeah, it's just something about, as much as we love club football and the banter, to have everybody together and you can be with all your mates, no matter what club they support, it was really special and it was a good summer. And a quick word on Saka at Spurs the other day. I was not expecting that. Unbelievable round of applause for Saka when he entered the pitch the other day, so I wanted to quickly mention that. So that's fantastic to see. So moving on, defenders for FPL. Obviously you got your higher bracket defenders price wise, but a lot of them for me are quite similar. You're looking at your 4.5 between the 5.5s, but obviously each team's different. You want to be picking out how you want to play it. For me, I had a lot of premium defenders last year. So if we look at them, main defenders, key defenders for this season, your main man Trent, Robbo, Chilwell, Reece James, Cancelo, Digne. They're your main probably fullbacks that are going to get you a lot of points. How you gauge that is obviously money wise, how you fit them in, how many you want. For me, that's a lot of attacking fullbacks are going to get you returns, assists, not just the clean sheets. I think the main thing to say first is Robbo obviously got injured in pre-season, so keep an eye on that. I've not actually seen the tackle, but I've been told it's a bad one. Klopp's confirmed he's having a scan. The fact we kick off this weekend, one would think he's probably going to be out and might be out for a couple of weeks. So that's one to look at. Chilwell, rumours going around, Chilwell and Reece James won't be part of the Super Cup squad and also the weekend. And there's an in-house friendly the day after our game for all the English lads and the two Italian boys that come late. So there's a chances are, if those rumours are true, that Chilwell and Reece James won't be starting the first week either. So depending how you set up your squads, you might not want to risk having them two in. Cancelo, obviously very good season last season. I think a lot of people ended up having him in the end. Digne, he's a funny one for me. He'll either be much better to have, because you'd think Benitez is going to tighten up Everton defensively, right? I'd assume he'd still have the same attacking input though, but you'd question, is he? 50-50, depends what Benitez wants from him. But I think he'll definitely bring more clean sheets, and he's on a lot of the set pieces, so Digne could be one who's good to have. And then after that, you got your centre backs, Van Dijk, Diaz. A lot of people went Diaz last year because he played majority of games, right? With Pep, you never know though. Is Stone's going to play this year? Is Laporte going to get back in? So they're your two centre backs. But for me, that's your top bracket from the more pricier ones. You could chuck Aspie into there centre back wise. He's a little bit more expensive. Would think he'd probably play still this season. And Chelsea kept a lot of clean sheets when Tuchel took over. So they're your top bracketers. Then for me, you got your 5.5s downwards, right? So Shaw, fantastic season again last season. Fantastic Euros. He'd be the one to look at, Luke Shaw. the other side of that is Wan-Bissaka, but his output is not as big as Shaw's, and I think Shaw will probably outdo him. Interesting what will happen with United. I don't know if they're still pursuing Trippier or not, but that'd be interesting to see. Then you've got Cresswell. His numbers were good last year. Also Kufau from there, West Ham. They're worth looking at. Ben White from Arsenal. Now the question mark with that one is, do you trust Arsenal to keep clean sheets? Me personally, as much as he's a good one to have in, and it looks nice because you've got an Arsenal player in who should be a top end team in the Premier League, you question them keeping clean sheets, right? So, me personally, I wouldn't touch him. I've seen him in a couple of squads already though, so interesting one. I personally had Fofana in. I think he had a great season last year. I like Leicester keeping clean sheets. They're not too bad defensively, are they? Unfortunately, got done with an absolute horror tackle in pre-season, which is a shame because he was a good price. I think he's a 0.5 cheaper than Sancho, and Fofana's playing all the games next to him, so it would have made sense to have him. But looks like he could be missing a long time, maybe the season, which is unfortunate for him. So then, keeping with Leicester, it's Castagne's obviously an option. Gets forward very well. Also got Pereira then, of course. But for me, a cheaper option, and I think he will play. I think he will play. I'm looking at Ryan Bertrand. If there's a sense that he's going to play, I think Ryan Bertrand will be a great pick, guys. And Leicester have a great run of fixtures as well. He started the Community Shield. I don't know if because Castagne had the injury from the Euros, right, with his face. I'm not sure if he's out or what the case is there. But if Bertrand gets game times, he could be definitely one to look at for me. I think he'd be interesting. And after that, you're looking at your top bracket teams. Is there any way into these teams? Other avenues you can get them in, but again, you're looking at the centre backs after that. I think, for instance, like if Liverpool are keeping clean sheets, can you go for Gomez maybe, and not have Van Dijk, not have the fullbacks, or double up, and maybe get Gomez if he's going to be starting the season. Apart from that, we're looking at the newer teams. Could be worth a gamble, a couple of these. But maybe it's one of them. It's hard, ain't it? I mean, me personally, I love that Brentford fixture against Arsenal, that first game. I don't think they're going to lose. I think with fans there, the adrenaline of being back in the first game, they may well not clean the clean sheet, by the way, but still. And I don't think Arsenal's had the best of pre-seasons. They've got Henry, the fullback. I mean, he could be worth a punt at 4.5. I like the looks of him. Also, you got Danny Rose at Watford, another from the promoted sides. He could be worth looking at. Watford actually got a couple of defenders that might be handy to have, to be fair. But again, how many clean sheets are these teams going to have? It's hard to say. These might be ones you want to see play a few games and then go back to after. Or if you need to budget for the rest of your team, these are a couple that are worth looking at. And one player I liked when they got the season they got relegated, I really like the looks of Max Aarons for Norwich. Also had not a bad season in the Championship and now back up again with Norwich. He could be one worth looking at, a good budget defender. So there's a couple of good options there, even if you need to just have a placeholder for your squad and you don't use them as often, if you can get away with not using them. There are a couple of options to look at. And then finally for me, the main ones, the 4 mils. Mitchell, I think he's going to play this year quite regularly. Mitchell's one to look at Crystal Palace. And then the main man for me has got to be Lamptey, right? He had an unreal start with Brighton last season and unfortunately got injured. So for me, Lamptey, if we know he's fit and going to play, for me, he'd be one that would be in my squad for sure. As it stands, I do have Mitchell in. But if I find any news out on Lamptey, I think I'd be switching Lamptey in. Very good player. I'm kind of gutted. As far as I'm aware, I don't think Chelsea have a buyback on that, which is a shame. I mean, I probably would have liked him there. We're rotating with Reece James probably with the amount of competitions we're in, especially this season with the Club World Cup, and then we're in the Super Cup this week as well. So yeah, very good player, young player. If he's fit, I'll be looking to put him into my squad as well. So because we're doing it in sections, there's not loads to talk about, but they're your key defenders to be looking at for FPL this season. Obviously, we'll be looking at next time the best midfielders to get hold of, and also strikers on another episode after. So hopefully once you've seen all the episodes, you can gauge up who you want and who you don't want. But there's a couple of good picks there, and a couple of lads from the promoted sides that might help you money-wise to budget in for the rest of your squad. So hopefully this short little video helps you. Next time we'll be talking about midfielders. So until then, please, if you're new and you've only just seen this, please subscribe. A little bit different to what we're doing from midweek banter podcasts, but hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully it's helpful, and once we get all the editing and the fancy pictures back, we can grow and grow. So until then, see you next time. Cheers.